Welcome to Stevie's Kitchen. Today I'm going to show you how to make a chicken burrito bowl with the Adobe Ranch dressing. You're going to love this one. You're not going to be mad eating this all week either. So first, when we get this started, we're going to get our rice on. I've already had my rice soaking for about 2 hours and then I washed it. So now I got a cup and a half of rice in here, 2 cups of water. Then we're just going to put it on the stove top to simmer. In about 15-20 minutes, it's going to be done. But while we're doing that, we're going to get the rest of this dish together. So now we're going to get this dressing going. So we're going to get about half a cup of mayo going. We're going to do about half a cup of sour cream as well. We have 1/4 of oil. 1/4 cup, that is, sorry. I got the juice of half of 1 lemon. We have some chipotle chilies. Drop in 3, sorry. I'm gonna drop in 3 to start with. See where that kind of spice level's at. And then we're gonna take a ranch seasoning pack and put in about a little over a tablespoon. Of that in there. Now we're going to put it on our little blender. Get a little blend on it. This way we'll do our first taste test to kind of see if we want to add a little bit more chipotle. If you want a little bit more spice. I'm gonna add 1 more chipotle. There we go. There we go. So I started with 3 and then added 4. The reasoning for that is not everybody's taste is gonna be the same, and you can always add, you can never take out. So if it would have started it off at 4 and that would have been too spicy for you, then you'd be mad at me. So always start with a little bit less and then add. All right, so now for the rest of the salad, we got our dressing done. So now we're just gonna get some of our veggies chopped. I'll get my veggies chopped first because you don't wanna chop on a board that's had meat on it unless you plan on washing it. So I'm gonna get my chopping done first, and then I'll put the meat on here, my chicken on here to season it and pan sear it off. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take half a red onion. At this point, you guys all know how I cut my onions, so no need to explain. And I brought my bowl over here with me, so we can just put everything in here at one time as we're going. Then we're gonna get our tomato out. So we're gonna keep all these ingredients fresh as we can. Like we're not gonna, when I say that, we're not just gonna put a cook on these. Then we're gonna get some cilantro. Once this has been chopped, this is probably about 1/3 of a cup. Once we got a rough chop on the cilantro, we're gonna go ahead and throw this in as well. So the other 2 things that I'm gonna add to this bowl, I have 1 can of black beans that I've already strained and rinsed off. I got 1 can of chickpeas also, same thing, strained, rinsed off. We're just gonna kind of get a light toss on this. So we're trying to keep these veggies as whole as possible, as natural as possible as we can. Just a little bit of salt, nothing too much. Don't want this to be all the moisture being pulled out, but you just want a little seasoning on this salad. Some fresh cracked black pepper. And that's it for this. Our next step that we're gonna do is get our chicken out. We're gonna get it seasoned, then we're gonna get it seared off. And then by the time that's done, hopefully our rice will be done cooking, and then we can add it all together. Okay, so now we are going to get this chicken seasoned so we can get it cooked off. I have some chicken thighs here. I'm a fan of chicken thighs just because they don't dry out as easy. A lot of flavor. So we're gonna get all these chicken thighs into this bowl here. Take a little bit of olive oil to use as a binder. Just kind of drizzle a little bit over. Then we're gonna go in with our seasonings. We got some garlic powder, about 2 teaspoons of garlic powder. I'm gonna let you know these are all gonna be about 2 teaspoons. Onion powder, some cumin, some smoked paprika, some chipotle pepper, some fresh cracked black pepper, and then a few pinches of salt. Trusty glove on. We're gonna get in here and massage all these seasonings into our chicken thighs. Once we got this all together, we're gonna get our skillet out, get it hot, and we're gonna get all this pan seared and ready to go. So now we're gonna get we got our pan on, it's getting nice and hot. Then we're just gonna take a little bit of butter out, about a tablespoon, to get going in here so it can coat the bottom of the pan, be able to get a good cook and crust on our chicken. Actually, I'm gonna do 2 tablespoons. I want a little bit more butter so it can pan fry. Room temp butter gets going a lot quicker. Nice and hot. It's gonna come in with our chicken thighs. Stretch them out fully so they can get all the heat. And then we're not gonna touch them because we wanna get a real good crust on them. We're gonna let these go on medium to high heat, not touching them for about 4 to 5 minutes so they can really get a nice good crust on them. Now that we got all our chicken flipped, we'll go for another 4 or 5 minutes to let this side sear. After we pull this off, we'll be able to chop it up and then we can add it to our salad. All right, it's been about 5 minutes now, so I'm gonna start pulling my chicken out, get ready to chop up. I do have one piece of chicken thigh that's a little bit thicker than the rest. So I actually put a little bit of water in the pan just so it can steam it a little bit more. And I'm gonna leave this one in here for another minute while I'm getting all this stuff chopped up. Chicken, no rhyme or rhythm to how we're gonna get this chopped. Just gonna get in nice pieces, as I like to say, TV size bites. You might be wondering why earlier I added the chickpeas into my salad. That was for 2 reasons. First reason was to get a little bit more protein into this dish. Second reason, I had chickpeas in my pantry and I wanted to use them. Then we got our chicken chopped up, our rice is done, our veggie mix is done. Want to get this all tossed together so we can give this a try. I am gonna wait to put my dressing on top of these. And the other thing that I'm gonna add, but I'm not gonna do right now, is I have an avocado. So each day I'm gonna get half avocado to chop up to put in here. Also, and then add on my chipotle ranch dressing. But like I said, I put some here to the side. Got my chicken, got my salad, got my rice. Just no avocado, but I'm gonna get my chipotle ranch dressing out. Take a little bit, put in there. Mix it all together. To be honest, that's a fun way to eat. So we got our veggies, our chicken, our rice, salad all together. Only thing we're missing is the avocado. Make sure I get everything on my fork so I can give y'all a real bite. You're gonna love this. I can definitely do this all week.